Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new series playing this game. I'm very excited to start playing Kerbal Space Program with all of you. So I've tried about 20 minutes of the game just to sort of get myself into it, and I've downloaded a couple of the mods that the Kerbal Space Program forum said that I should. But I think we will start a new career mode game together, and we'll call it To the Moon, because I think that should be our very first goal. Now, it's always important when you're starting a new game of Kerbal Space Program, as I've been told, to pick one of the flags. I might pick rocket science because I think that one looks quite good. We'll just keep these difficulty options on normal. What are they actually? I'm sure a lot of you would know better than me what to do here, but for now I'll just leave them as they are. Now for me, we've got this little green fella telling me it's nice to meet me. Alright. I think I'll be alright. I'm no noob at this game. I know a bit. So we need to go to the rocket center and put in our new rocket. Lots of tabs over here that were not from the original, from the non-modded version. So I hope that it is still working properly. And then we need, very important, a parachute, because you'll always forget a parachute, and if you forget the parachute, well, the little green bloke inside, he's not going to make it very far. We've also got some landing legs, it would appear. Now for thrust we need one of these little flea engines, and apparently this is all you get at the beginning. Imagine there is, not much. Oh, some basic fins would be nice. Now apparently you need to change this into the snap mode, or else it's very difficult to make anything sort of straight. So I've done that. I can't imagine we'll need much in the way of landing gear on this, considering, well, it's not going to be going very far now, is it? It's not your conventional rocket design that you see NASA pulling out every once in a while. So that's the parachute we've got. I think we will title this The First Step, because that is an apt description of what this is to our space program. The very first step in the career of building rockets and doing all of that fun science. I've also made a mistake here early on. You need to be separating these out, or else you'll have big problems on launch. So Jebediah, seems like you always get this guy. And we're gonna observe the mystery goo to get 3 science units. The goo does not seem to be doing much right now. Well, that is vital information to be keeping. And we'll set our bloke off and sort of try to kind of go in a this-ly direction, I think. So we can maybe get across the water. He's looking like he's very much in more of a bullet than a rocket, which I don't know is all that safe for him. But he's not reaching any of the max speed, so I think he will be fine. Now, at some point we do need to pull this parachute, but I'm going to try to do it as late as possible. We might actually manage, no, I think we'll be just shy of managing to clear this little sort of bay area, unfortunately. But that's okay. So some of the mods that we've put in are this is the machinery stuff. That should be interesting to sort of transport goods. We've got some foodie type stuff, and I think we should be pulling that parachute nearer to now. We've actually left that quite late, perhaps too late, one might say. So he's died. Alright, well, that didn't go very well, so I think we should cut our losses on that one, ditch the whole company and start a new Kerbal NASA. I think that'll be a better idea. So I think we'll start with the same flag, and we'll say, not to the moon, that company, that, yeah, we'll call it not to the moon then, as opposed to not to the moon, that company that did indeed fail. So we'll start that now. But this time it'll be much better. We'll not fail. We'll laugh in the face of death and pull the parachute earlier than like 1,000 feet, which I think was what we were at, or near enough. Now where was that parachute guy? We saw him. We did see him. Parachute guy, where are you? Needed those. So we've clearly not gotten off to a rocketing start. That was not a good feeling pun. It was very distasteful to the mouth. Alright, we need to save this one. We need to name it rather. The second step seems appropriate. Right. And so I think we'll start this again, and the bloke's back, so he's not even died, so clearly we had nothing to do with that horrible accident with the company to the moon. And once again we've managed to forget to separate these. Right, so give it another go, and this time it'll be far better. We forgot to do that science on the ground, so we'll just do it now. We'll get 7 science this time, so much more than we did last time. It's a much better yield of knowledge and intelligence from flying, as opposed to just being on the launch pad, which I'm sure all of those blokes have done lots of science in preparation for these missions. And there it is. There's our goal. Get to that little speck in space. Now I've learnt my lesson. I'm therefore going to pull the parachute now, when we are well and truly above the ocean, with a much higher chance of survival. But for some reason the parachute isn't deploying fully. There we go. Jebediah, you are safe and sound. There's no chance whatsoever that you'll die from 5 meters per second hitting the water. You've got nothing to worry about. We're just gonna accelerate a little bit to get down there, but I think prematurely we can call this mission a rousing success. Coming down to 10 meters, and it's a nice... Oh, actually we've broken all of the fins off it, so we won't be entirely getting that science back, and we'll observe from Kerbin's shores. I think that will be nice, and we'll is it EVA to get? It is EVA to get out. So we will take an EVA report, I think. Get a bit more science, and then we'll get back in, and we'll also take the crew report, which will give us just that little bit more science, because, well, this game does get grindy after a while, and I think, why not start early? So we'll recover the vessel for all of the science that it is worth, and happy days. I'm sure Jebediah will get his hero's welcome when he reaches the, what, like couple 100 meters, maybe. Well, I suppose what, like 3,000 feet, I think was what it said. Back to the space center. We've got a nice little bit of science, 29, and a lot of those funds back, and we got. Did we get any? Can't remember if that money is more than we had before. He's gotten 1 experience point, so Jebediah, he knows a thing or two about space now. We'll take a look, and these are the things that you can sort of buy for your science points, I guess. I don't know what that is, but I will enjoy finding out very much. I know what that is. So I think that's for like sending back science when you're far away. Yeah, so that's just the same as that. I wonder why they're 2 different things. Well, in any case, we'll need to research it, and we'll also get this nice little rocket motor. Can't get, so we are unable to get this, whatever these are. This, is that not? Well, we are unable to get this bigger fuel tank and this solid rocket booster. We could get these new fins and the radial decouplers. They might be nice. Oh, there is a lot of things in here in the survivability. All of which could be important, but I actually want those radial decouplers, so I think we will go with them. That's pretty much all the science that we've got. Now, to my mind, I'm not very good at getting these things to orbit, but well, I think we have the makings to at least get something to the upper atmosphere. I don't think that's too big of a problem, and we can also make something that looks just a little bit more rockety. That should probably do, and if we put a nice little engine on there, and what do we need? Like one of those. One of those. Oh, that's a different. Right, we got a different solidy guy. So we'll get one of those. Put a couple of these on the side. Couple more of them, and then we just need a couple winglets. It's a bit bigger, they are. So we'll put these bigger ones down here, but up here, because we also want some stability after all of this has come off, we'll also put some of the smaller ones up here. Always forgetting that parachute guy. Where is he? He is... Oh, no. See, this is the problem. It's got too many tabs. We just need one place to find it all. Right. So I'm going to guess that sort of this stuff is going to need to be taken off before the oh, we might want that on actually for the re-entry. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Right, so we want, say, 2 of these. So I'm a bit confused as to what this is, so I'm just going to leave it alone until I have a bit more of a chance to maybe read up on it and figure out what it actually is. We'll want to keep this as well, so we'll put it up there. So I'm not entirely sure if these aerodynamic cones are sort of worth the cash and weight of protecting the booster, but I guess it's something we'll just have to find out. I think we will call this one to space question mark, because it's unclear as to what this is actually going to do. Well, evidently nothing, as it is too heavy. What's the maximum weight? Oh, it's just over, so I think these dubious nose cones are going to be going. Because it means we're under on everything if we just get rid of them. Pick much of the staging other than the parachute, but, well, maybe it would be better to have those at different times. So I think T, yep, that holds it in position. So Jebediah's taken over piloting. He's just going to be making sure it stays straight up and down, and that is a beautiful rocket with Jebediah in it, going on his potential maiden voyage into space. Now I don't actually know which way I have to, so I think I have to go, get rid of all of that, and I think I need to be going a bit this way, in a semi-viscally direction for the, if we look in this view, for gravity to help me to go around this way. I think that's how the rocket scientists describe it when they say that you need to turn the rocket so it's not just going up, it's also going to the side. So space apparently starts at something like 70,000 meters, I think. So when we get there, I'm pretty much going to say, stop it, rocket. We'll see. Yeah, so about there I think is good. And we've actually got some fireage going on it, so it's a good thing we stopped the rocket then. And I think I might observe the goo, which has given us another 9 science. So that, just off that, this mission is a complete success, a rousing success, because we've got 9 more science. And somewhere over there in the distance is where you Jebediah have come from. And somewhere over there in the distance is where you will one day land, perhaps not, depending on well, I mean, how well sort of these parachutes go for you, because as you have now seen, sometimes landings can go awry. So, oh no, that's a problem. You know, make it so this thing is going this way, and we're going to give it a bit of power so that it's pushing this out. And I have no way of knowing actually how far that is away from me, but my guess is like maybe a couple of seconds or a minute-ish. I think we'll be fine. Doesn't look like we've got enough fuel in that engine to get us to orbit, unfortunately, but you know, I think Jebediah will be happy with just getting up here and seeing it all. Oh, actually, I think we've just about made it into orbit. So Jebediah should be a bit chuffed with himself. He's done it. No? The space agencies, they all said it couldn't be done. Those people from that now bankrupt company to the moon, they said, oh, you can't take a man to space, much less pull a parachute under 1,000 meters without that man dying, because you're an incompetent fool. But look at Jebediah now. He's well and truly up here, and he's going to take the chance to observe this mystery goo and get 10 more science. What did I do with that? I think I pressed the right button. And he's also going to take a crew report. Get another 5 science. And can he actually get out? If we press the cannot disembark whilst off Kerbal's surface or Kerbin's surface. So that's a no, Jebediah. You are not going to be able to get out of your spaceship today. So I think I think Jebediah has earned the right to go around. Although, yeah, I would like to turn off the electrics, because I do worry a bit that when it doesn't have sort of solar panels and RTGs, that it's just going to run out of power and we're going to have big problems. So see, because the power goes down very quickly in this game, and sort of once you're out of power, there's really not much you can do with a rocket. So that's half an orbit from where he was, and if we just take a couple more seconds, this speed up stuff is very nice. He is at around about 1 orbit, and I think at that point Jebediah staying in space any longer is just selfish. So actually we want to be pointing the other way, don't we? So we can slow it down as opposed to speeding up. And there we go. So from here, we'll just we'll try to slow down a bit. And we're now getting into the atmosphere, so any further than this is all right by me. Yeah, and what we might do is use the rest of that fuel, because I find that the re-entering bit is always very scary when you're coming down from orbit. There's sort of no real good way of doing it. I sort of feel like there's a 50-50 chance that all of this is going to explode. And actually, we put this small thing on here, so of course we're going to be using that to determine the temperature of space. Okay, we will keep that, and I think what we should do is go until we get into the atmosphere, which it handily tells you here. Then once we get into the atmosphere, we'll try to use up the rest of that fuel to slow ourselves down a bit, so that it's not all on Jebediah. It's not all on, the capsule that Jebediah is in. Because I imagine Jebediah does not want his feet to be getting all that hot just because we don't want to spare a bit of extra fuel for him. So I think just before the gauge gets into that sort of darker bluey area is when we will, or maybe even a bit inside that darker bluey area, is where we'll use the engine to slow us down. And I think that will work. And that will sort of keep Jebediah safe. What's that? Right, interior overlay. I'm sure that's a very exciting thing. It is very dark. I thought there was some sort of thing. There is. when we go to high quality and sort of make it so we can see, maybe. Well, if we move that, oh, there we go. Look at that. Now you can see pretty much everything. That's much nicer. I think we might leave it like that for you, because that looks very sort of, well, viewable. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is a video, and all you really want is for it to be viewable. That's facing the right way, looks like. And we're just waiting out this little ticker line to tell us that, you know, we're getting close. So maybe I think we're going to do it here, so we can get rid of as much of this velocity as possible, so it doesn't take so darn long, because it's taking ages. I just want to see this rocket fall out of the sky nice and peacefully. Jebediah wants to get home. He hasn't had a sandwich in like 4 hours, and I mean, if there's one thing Jebediah wants, it's a sandwich. You know, he's hungry. How long does it? Oh, so actually, it's only been 47 minutes. So Jebediah could probably hold off on the sandwiches for now. Doesn't actually need them all that much. He's just being a bit greedy. And there's that nice flamey effect that we saw whilst we were going up, and it's come back to show us that we are indeed now in the atmosphere. That heat is a bit concerning. Actually, we probably should get rid of all of this, because it's probably speeding us up because it's so heavy. It'll probably be a lot harder to slow down, so I think I might get rid of all of this, even though it would be nice to get the money back from it. We've earned quite a bit of money from doing all of these world firsty things. Land distance record, reach space. Oh, what is happening here? All of those Finns, they've decided that they don't like a career. They don't want a career in space travel, and instead decided that they're just gonna shatter out and become rain clouds somewhere. Yes, so I think I am going to leave that, because perhaps I shouldn't have left it, as something has indeed broken here now. Let's try to even that out a bit. Yeah, that's looking good. We are still going towards the ground quite quickly, but yeah, we look like we're slowing down at a much nicer pace, and soon we will be at a speed that is very much survivable for Jebediah to be hitting the ground at, which will be good. And I quite like the game creators have added this handy little thing. It's just changed now, where the parachute says if you deploy it now, if it's safe or not. I think that's quite useful. No doubt I would be letting off the parachute far too early, and it would just rip off the whole thing. So I think it's kind of difficult to see how. We've regrettably, it looks like we've lost that little thermometer that we kept, unfortunately. So we won't be getting that science back, and it looks like I think that must be the scattered sort of trees and things. So I'm gonna pull the parachute now because I don't actually know how high we are, and hopefully it will slow us down enough, or not perhaps. Hopefully it will. There we go. It will slow Jebediah down enough so that he can land safely in what looks like some sort of new biome with, I guess, rocks maybe. Really interesting to find out. So we'll time warp down here quickly as possible so we can sort of end this bit of space travel. There's a nice bit of texture seaming there. He's bounced, but it looks like he's all right. The door is on the right side, so we'll get him out, and we will find out where he is. Kerbin's Mountains. So we'll keep that. We'll board back in, and we will recover the vessel for all of that juicy science once it loads. Okay, so quite a bit of science and actually quite a bit of money as well. So what we'll do is we'll pick up these two things, and I think we will call it a day here, looking out on this glorious science facility and the adventures that are soon to come. Thank you very much for watching. I've been hug.o. Please feel free to like and subscribe and all of that nonsense, and look forward to the next video. Bye bye.